Are we live? Man, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Williams. I Talk Gray. I'm in the building. Today's going to be a special one today. You know what I mean? Ooh. I'm in here with my dog, Moneybag Rich.
Yes, sir. Live
in the building. Hold on, because we got to do a special introduction because this man got so much accolades under his belt. You know what I'm saying? Consulting, artist development, business consulting, artist management. That's a new one.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Because, I mean, I don't know. I know you could sing and rap, but managing artists? What's up?
Yeah, artist management definitely happened through, just different channels of being where you're supposed to be. A lot of people, a lot of times told me, get into the music industry because, ROV Productions, we do, it's a production company doing photography, videography. And so they were like, oh, you made as well. But it really took that one person to make it click. And so, as you know, Skipper Mac, that's my artist. Yeah, basically, him and I vibed out and it made a connection to make me even want to learn about the music industry in depth like that. So that's how I really got into it.
Okay. So who you listening to though? Like in your whip?
Who I'm listening to in my whip? Honestly, nowadays, I'm going more old school. I'm listening to more R&B.
Okay, what R&B?
Yeah, man.
Okay, who R&B? You talking about old school?
Trey Songz, Trey Songz.
Trey Songz ain't old school.
What? He got crazy hits for a while.
But he not old school. I'm looking you talking about like Keith Sweat.
Nah. My old school, your old school a little different. You up there, all right? I wasn't trying to put your age out there like that, but you.
I'm cool with that.
That's fine. You saying? Yeah,
that's where they learn from.
School different.
Okay, no, true. Okay.
It's two different generations. You know what I'm saying? So
I was going like R. Kelly.
Nah. See, that's your old school. My old school is definitely around the Trey Songz phase.
Okay, Trey Songz, Chris Brown type.
Yeah, exactly.
So who could you see Chris Brown going against in the verses though?
Ooh,
because that's been a talk going around.
That's definitely a hard one because Chris Brown's catalog is intense, but he has like old hits and new hits. He appeals to a lot of different audiences at once. So
when he was the innocent Chris, you know what I'm saying? Now he thugged out Chris.
I wouldn't say thugged out Chris. He just grown. He grown Chris.
True. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
People still expect you to be young when you get older, man.
No, that's true. I mean, you can have the young energy, you know what I'm saying, but you still got to rise up above in terms of wisdom and stuff like that. But people was talking about Usher, but I don't think he could go against Usher.
Wait, what?
I just don't, not to say, okay, Usher is old school in my time. You see what I'm saying? Chris Brown is more your time. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think like that will be a good, not to say that they can't both rock, but it won't necessarily be a good matchup.
I mean, it will and it won't, but I mean, Usher kind of taught Chris Brown a lot of things, and he says that, you feel me? Like, but it wouldn't be a competition. It would just be accolade for accolade at that point. Like, they both appreciate each other on that type of level, and their catalogs are extremely different. Chris Brown goes into a bunch of different categories, EDM, house, all of that. And Usher kind of, just sticks to the R&B flow, which is fine.
No, facts. But he's very humble, though. Chris Brown, I like that about him because even in that video that they got together, I forgot the name of the damn song.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I felt like Chris Brown could have did more, but he be like letting the other people shine. Even when he was on the song with, what's the dude's name? The dude with the dreads. That was with B2K.
Oh, Omarion.
Yeah. I felt like he gave Omarion this a little, like he could have killed Omarion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw the verses with Omarion and I forget who he went against. Omarion got bodied by Mario.
I was in LA that time. I just couldn't get in.
Yeah, Mario did his thing.
Yeah. I forgot he could sing like that.
Yeah, Mario did his thing, man.
All the way. But you be singing too. I didn't even know that, though.
I'll drop a couple things here and there.
Nah, you got some bars, son. You sent me something off record? That just actually sounds pretty good.
I did. That sound I made for my shawty.
Oh, that's all right, I like that. But let's go back to the beginning of your journey, right? How did this all start?
When you say how did this all start, what is
okay, like you getting into the entrepreneurship journey. Or did you start from a job?
Honestly, it's gonna sound cliche, it's gonna sound a little cheesy, but I was low-key born a millionaire, man. I was born a billionaire even.
In mindset.
and mindset. Yeah.
Okay.
Even
I
ever
dig
since
that.
I was young, a lot of people took competition very negative in terms of, oh, I gotta win. But the way I looked at it was everything I do in my life, I'm gonna do it 100%.
Okay.
And so every category that I've actually put my effort into, I've done it 100%, and I've taken it to the next level. And so even in things that weren't entrepreneur, level as far as like business goes, like whether it was, modeling when I was younger, even just like you said with the singing, my mother was into musicals and everything like that. So
hold on, you was modeling? I can try to slide that in real quick and try to hold on, for real?
Kid modeling, yeah.
Oh, snap, okay,
I won some trophies for that. I got runner up on Broadway for Lion King. Like, actually, if the main Simba got sick, they were calling me next. Like,
what, you was Simba?
Yeah, man. Like, I used to really do all of that type of stuff, but just the aspect of being present in the moment, being a winner in the moment, really taught me, how to just scale into entrepreneurship properly.
No, but where you from though?
I'm from Brooklyn, man. New York, you already know.
Okay, 718 in the building.
Yeah, Kings County. And so, just the city itself, you got to be a hustler in New York. You're from New York too, so you already know the vibe. Like,
nah, facts. I'm Floridian, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. I think the New York, real talk, because I left at an age where like the transition wasn't really like to the point where I got on to how to move like a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna lie, I grew up kind of sheltered. You know what I'm saying? So I think that can actually like disable you when it comes to trying to get it out the mud.
Yeah, it definitely can. My mother tried to take me away from that because originally I was in Brooklyn. And then, when I was about 9-10 years old, she moved us to Long Island. People have this misconception on Long Island, like, oh, that's the suburbs, like this and that. You living good. But they don't understand that everybody's parents has that kind of dream for them. And so you go out there, and if the personality is in you, you still end up in the wrong groups. Okay. No matter where you end up at. Every hood got a hood. And so
that's true.
That was me. That was where I got expelled from school. That was where I was fighting all the time, suspensions, everything. And I ended up, getting into the decision where at 16 years old, she told me, like, you got to get out. I'm going to Atlanta. What you going to do? She just had my 2 twin little sisters at the time. And she really thought of me of like a bad influence. And so, junior year, 11th grade, Bayshore High School, I got expelled. And then so she was like, you just got to figure life out. So I ended up going back out to Queens and live with my cousins. And I got caught up in the whole world of everything else out there. So
you said, hold on, because let's not skip over that piece. You said she looked at you as a bad influence. But were you a bad influence, nigga?
I don't think I was a bad influence. I definitely did bad things. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Just because you do bad things don't mean you're
really?
Yeah. Because,
explain that philosophy.
My quote to this day is, I'm a professional villain. And what people have to understand about that is I'm not trying to be the hero. I'm not trying to be the guy that everybody likes. I'm usually the guy that people need to hear instead of what they want to hear. And me being a professional villain, every villain gets his story in some type of way. And so her doing that and just how life was going for me at the moment definitely led me up to living life how I do now. I don't really care too much about a lot of people, but the people that I do care about, I care about heavy.
Yeah. So where did you build this type of mentality from, like wanting to be the villain?
Because as you get older, you realize that the villain really isn't necessarily a good or bad person. A villain just does what's necessary to, survive.
Okay.
And so my entire life, I've just done what's necessary to survive and then added additions on top of that. The hero goes out of their way to try and, save the day and Captain Save-A-Ho and all of this type of, other jargon and everything. But
I got a couple dollars I'm spend on
exactly. Yeah, I'm not doing all that.
You ain't doing that? You ain't blowing a bag?
Nah.
So do you think your ambition is based off of motivation or survival?
I think my ambition is based off of mindset. I'm not motivated at all. I'm not a motivated person, and I don't really motivate other people. I thrive off of mindset instead of motivation. And so mindset is just me building that up over the years. Is just getting to that point of, this is what I got to do. This is what got to get done. This is how it is. This is the lifestyle that I want to get to. And so motivation comes and goes. If you got to live your whole life living off of motivation, then you don't really have anything to stand off of, because will you still do what you got to do when you don't want to do it? Is the question. And so a lot
gotta
of
have
people
that discipline.
yeah, exactly. You know, a lot of people don't have that discipline and that mindset to really break it down at the end of the day. Like, yeah, I'm gonna still do this.
So you feel like you built up the discipline because your mom left you in New York and you had to live with your cousins and kind of fend on your own? That's how you built it up?
Not necessarily, but it's a turn of habits over the time frame. And so, you know, being in the right place at the right time definitely is one of those things, because I met certain people in my life that completely changed my life in a whole slew of different ways. You know, my boy Naeem, after I got kicked out, went and lived with my cousin. Just a little backstory on it. You know, he was a drug dealer and he got locked up. Landlord was like, hey, you know, I know he's locked up because she wasn't seeing him for a little bit. And so he had a little bit of stash money. So I used that to survive while I could. You know, finished 12th grade, Jamaica High School was rotten, bro. They shut it down.
Oh, you went to Jamaica?
I went to Jamaica.
Me too.
Yeah, dog, like,
nah, I heard it got bad. When I left in like 99, it got bad.
It got bad. I'm talking like the park next door with the lake, the body.
Yeah.
Type of stuff, man. Like, you would go down the hill, people burying their guns in the grass. Like, you got to leave your phone at the corner store. Like, and kids would be waiting down there waiting for you to come get it.
Back in my time, we would just jump niggas.
Yeah.
y'all killing motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, bro, I ain't really trying to kill you. We just, me and my homies might come and stomp you out.
Yeah.
That's it. And at least you go home and live. Now? Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up shutting the whole school down. And so, you know, even going through that process, I ended up going back out into Long Island. And it was the kid that everybody used to bully in school because in high school he used to wear suits all the time.
Okay.
And that was because of his father, which is a whole nother story. But,
yeah.
You know, he was a nerd. He was a geek, and people used to fuck with him because of that.
Nobody respected that.
Me, I wasn't necessarily like one of the popular kids, but I just fit in with everybody, you know. And so one day, I actually slapped somebody for trying to bully him. You know, walking down the hallway, they were joking on his clothes, all of that type of stuff. I'm like, yo, I don't never got nothing nice to say, because, you know, I don't exactly, and here we go, me trying to be the fucking hero, but I don't want to be the hero, but I like helping other people. And that's when I really realized, that's when my mindset started changing. I like to help people with nothing necessarily in return. I just want you to win at the end of the day. And so nothing was wrong with this kid. I had a couple conversations with him at the time. He's just different.
Yeah.
And so people definitely ridiculed him because he was different. So I slapped the kid, got suspended, whatever. Came back, he was like, yo, you slapped somebody for me? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, not necessarily for you, but
well, you just saw
a situation. Yeah, and so, you know, that's how we really got close. And fast forward down the line, his mother was the one that took me in when I had nowhere to go. Okay. And so that's why I'm saying, like, certain decisions in your life definitely affect on how things go down the line.
Yeah,
and so,
facts.
Yeah, it's
So did you ever start off working, or was it always just straight entrepreneur? So you never had a 9-to-5? You never had a W-2?
Definitely had, yeah.
So what was like your first job like?
My first job ever was Walmart. I was a stockroom person in Walmart.
Okay.
And, I did the fuck out of that job. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. I just started building that mindset of, whatever I get into, I'm gonna body this. Like, I'm gonna do it, because I was taught to really raise myself at a young age. And so by the time I graduated school and I had to make money and shit like that, like, I had life to prepare for. I had bills to prepare for. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't have the banking of, mom or dad. You know, my dad was always around but never around. He's Jamaican dude, so Jamaican Trinidadian dude, and so he all over the place. Like, he was there.
See you when I see you.
Exactly. I see you when I see you. You know where to find me, kind of guy. Like, he wasn't gone, but he definitely wasn't a father figure, and so that was that. And then my mom moved to Atlanta, so none of my other family members really took me in anything, and so I was, before Naeem, bouncing from crib to crib, you know, just trying to survive. And so I'm like, all right, cool, I got to be able to take care of myself. So I went in there with the mindset of, I'm gonna become a manager. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get to the next level.
Okay.
You know,
so you wasn't slacking. You wanted to move up and do your thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So how'd you transition from? So walk me through Walmart to getting to the entrepreneurship level.
So from Walmart, it went to Victoria's Secret. I worked in the back room.
Okay. Smelling panties?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get a little sniff. But Victoria's Secret. Then I went to a carnival where I had to ride my bike 8 miles to get there.
You talking about Carnival Cruise Line or like a carnival like in the park?
Those little local carnivals.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I used to work there, and that was just upfront cash. I used to do on the side. I used to do that at the same time as Victoria's Secret, and that was my last job ever.
The carnival.
Yeah, the carnival. But all three of them I ended up quitting because, even though my situation was what it was, like, I wasn't content. Like, working for other people wasn't doing it for me. Early on, I started to realize unorganization, and I always had an issue with that, I always had an issue with people being unorganized in business. And so I was like, man, if I create a business someday, like, I'm going to change shit. Like, I'm going to make sure shit really goes to the next level. And so along the way, I met this guy named James Wood. Mm-hmm. So James Wood, I was in the mall just chilling. I used to go to the mall to get the free fry tickets because I was homeless at the time. And so fast forward and
hold on. Hold on. How you go from living with your peoples in Long Island to being homeless?
And so Naeem's mom took me in, but their father had mentally, verbally, physically abused the whole family, and then he died. Okay. And so she had her master's degree, and she really loved her family, and so that snapped her mentally, and she literally just disappeared. And so we had the house, but no Sandra. And so
it was kids home alone.
Yeah, it was me. It was my other boy that Naeem said could come over, Malik, and it was Naeem, and it was his older brother.
Yeah.
And so with that, his older brother has actual, mental issues. And so he wasn't all there, to begin with. And he went off, did his own thing, whatever. And then it was me, Naeem, and Malik. And we tried to get those little jobs like Walmart and Victoria's Secret to keep the house bills up. But you got three kids.
I was trying to keep the house up.
Yeah, you got those 3 kids trying to do it. Naeem got fired from GameStop or something along the line. He quit or got fired. One of the two wasn't bringing in enough money. Malik wasn't really working the job at the time, and I was bouncing everything back and forth. And it was a decent sized house. We couldn't keep it up, and so eventually shit started going off. The lights went off. The water went off.
Damn.
Like everything went off. And then so
how old were you at this time?
About 19.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 19 years old. And so you got 3 kids in the house trying to keep all these bills on, and Sandra's just gone. Like, no way to reach her, no way to do anything. We don't know where she went. So we had a crib over our head.
Yeah.
But we didn't have anything in it.
Didn't know how to organize.
Yeah. And so eventually, all of us ended up jobless. And my older brother and the people that we ran with, gang involved. And so I started gravitating towards that type of lifestyle. I ended up getting shot by some MS-13 dudes, got stabbed a couple times. I was really getting into that lifestyle.
You was on your 50 shit?
Yeah, I was into that lifestyle, and I definitely had to change, sooner than later because I was going down that path and it wasn't a good path at all.
But what made you change your mindset during that time when you was thugging?
What made me really change my mindset was I always had people around me, even though I was doing the wrong things, telling me to do the right things. And so, long story short, to fast forward to the most defining moment was my boy Tysell. So Tysell was also somebody that I had met in, Bayshore High School. And he was one of those popular kids that everybody knew, everybody loved, everybody gravitated towards, all of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
He had went away to the Marine Corps. And so when he came back, we were at a party. I forget whose party it was, but literally out of everybody in there, like, he came towards me and he pulled me outside and he was like, yo, if you keep living like this, you either going to die or you going to jail, bro. He was like, change your life. Join the Marine Corps. And
did you take it seriously, or you just thought
I did take it serious because I definitely, at the time I had already been shot by MS-13 and everything. And so I was like, he's not wrong. And where everything that we're going into and getting into, like, what could I lose? I always had that mentality. I always had an open mind. Like, I have nothing else to lose. I'm living in a house where I don't even got power right now. Like, I don't even got hot water right now. Like, the water still ran, but it's cold as fuck. And so, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I really got nothing to lose like that. And so I said, okay, cool. He was like, I'll get you a bonus even. I said, all right, cool. And so in the transition of me getting ready to go to the Marine Corps, Sandra pops back up, and she takes us to a new house that she got in Queens. Yeah. And so she went off the grid for about 1.5 years, 2 years, to give y'all a preface to how long I was actually just homeless with these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's in New York through the winters, all of that type of stuff. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was definitely
That's
rough.
crazy.
But she came back, she apologized. She was like, yo, I had to get my life together because, people undermine how fragile mental health is, especially when it's in a situation like that. And so the entire situation of her losing her job, which was supporting her family, her husband verbally and mentally abusing her and physically abusing her and everything like that at the time, and then doing it to his kids and everything. She was like, damn, I'm not a good parent, is what she really thought. And she had to just go find herself. And so that's what she did. But she did come back and she took us to Queens and everything. And, her being actually present like that definitely helped me to scale and change my life as well, because that was the first real mother figure I had as an adult, because my mom kicked me out when I was 16.
Yeah.
And so she was there my entire pre-life, but as like an actual like scaling into an adult was more so Sandra. And so Sandra didn't ridicule me for being me. I had ordered, we in Queens now, and I had ordered a prop gun because I had bad intentions in mind.
Okay.
And she had ordered a package at the same time. She took the package to work, not knowing that it was my package, and she opened the package around a bunch of people, and it was a gun. She got fired from the job.
Damn.
So she came home, and I'm like, damn. Like, she was like, I'm expecting to get yelled at, even kicked out to that point, because I'm like, damn, like, my mom kicked me out for less. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a stranger damn near. Like,
yeah.
But she hit me with the, you just got to do better. She was like, you can't move like that no more. She was like, this is what we learn from. This is what we do. She was like, I'm here for you now. She didn't yell at me. Yeah, got fired from her whole job, ain't yell at me, ain't do nothing. And I was like, damn.
No, nothing else. Just that.
Just that. She was crying, but that was
hell
it.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, that was it. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, something in me also changed because I never felt that type of love like that in that type of way from a motherly figure. And so I was like, okay, I got to do better. And so I started really thinking about the Marine Corps stuff. And so I started prepping, started getting into the books. And, Sandra still to this day supports me and everything. And I ended up going to the Marine Corps. My first year in the Marine Corps, the person who invited me, Tysell, died.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't even die overseas. He died
on some street shit?
Not even on some street shit, but he died where we came from.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And so that's just,
So it made you keep going versus saying, man,
because I was already stuck in it. I already signed a 4-year
contract. Okay.
Damn,
You didn't sign the dotted line.
I got no choice but to keep going. But at the same time, it really made me think about it like, yo, what if he had never even came to me and said
yeah.
So, sir, me and him hung out before here and there, but nothing on like a really like, that's my best friend, major level type thing. And so, that's why I say everybody
just gave you a good opportunity.
Life, comes into your life for a reason, whether it's something minuscule or something drastic.
No, facts.
And so in the Marine Corps, I was like, okay, this was his dream. This is really what he wanted to do. And so I said, the least I could do is just take it to the next level.
So how long were you in the Marine Corps?
4 years. Ended up pretty much pushing towards 5 because of my last deployment.
Okay. So how was it like over there?
Shitty.
Give me an overview. Like, where were you stationed at? Iraq?
I was stationed in 29 Palms, California, which is literally where they say Marines go to die because it's the middle of nowhere. It's the desert. It's the desert. Like, you look out your window and you're going to see that dust ball fly by or whatever. Like, there's nothing to look at.
So what was the mental, like, structure over there? Like, did they have y'all waking up at 4, throwing water in your head?
Nah, damn near. I mean,
tying you
when
up.
we first started off, it was still a mix of, like, old school Marine Corps / new school Marine Corps. And so with that, people went into, like, we were getting hazed, where hazing is like it's almost like, when you go into a fraternity and they have you do dumb shit to really be a part of it. Like, they were doing that. So my first night in the fleet, they taped 240s to my hand and we had to drink them before we go to our room. That was all the new people in there. So you got people throwing up, whatever. And so the Marine Corps was founded in a bar. And so that's what we prided ourselves on, was drinking. So everybody in the Marine Corps drank a lot.
Ain't no strenuous training doing.
There's strenuous training. There's all of that. We definitely did wake up at 5, do all of that type of stuff. And I was never a long distance runner like that. I hated that shit. I would throw up, fall out, complain. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I sprinted my ass off though. Ain't nobody beat me in sprints. But the extra stuff, it was like that. But I was a combat MOS. I came in there as a tank crewman. That's what I did for a living. I blew shit up.
So you was in the Marine Corps, right? You was blowing shit up. Now you're finished with the Marine Corps, right? Why you ain't go be a policeman, a security guard? Because you look kind of brolic. You ain't be a security guard, no security company, nothing. What made you get into the business that you're in now?
So that's my mindset. And so while I was in there, I definitely built to get to a certain level of mindset. One, for Tysell, his dream, I'm like, okay, cool. This is the minimum I could do for him, because this is something that could really change my life. Mind you, this is me coming from being pretty much homeless to getting into an actual professional career type thing. And so I'm like, all right, cool. What can I do to not end up back on the streets when I get out of here? Because it wasn't like anything else major had changed besides what was going on. I said I got 4 years pretty much to get my life together. And so it was on one of my deployments where I started reading a lot of books.
Okay.
I ended up reading 42 books in that time span. Because it was 12-hour days over there. We had 1 day off a week, so 6 days a week, 12-hour days, 12 on, 12 off, 130-degree weather with like 40 pounds of gear on your chest, all of that shit, 80% humidity. It was bad. People were dropping even after drinking gallons of water and shit.
Damn.
And, you had nothing else to do.
So you educated yourself.
Yeah, I chose to educate myself while I was over there, and I started reading books. I started writing. I started really just taking it all in. And then when you're subjected to that kind of isolation, you don't have outside distractions. And so everything that I was internalizing, I would just go internalize more. And it was just more. And so I didn't have like, okay, I read a book and then I go turn up in a club, or I read a book and then I go, chill with my girlfriend or something. I'm not saying that girlfriends distract you, but
they can.
They have a precedent in your life where you got to make time. And so the only time that I had was me.
Yeah.
Me in post. And so I was like, all right, cool. This is what I'm going to do. And so when I got out, I had a plan, because I still used to play this game. And so that ended up being my first 6-figure business.
Hold on. You move kind of fast. So you were playing a game and you made it a 6-figure business?
Yeah.
What game you playing?
League of Legends was the game that I really started off on. And
okay. So this is after the Marines?
This is during and after the Marines.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And so I used to play when we were in the Marine Corps. And so everybody was getting cars when we got back from deployment. Everybody was going to L.A. and San Diego to turn up and everything. And I was in my room for most of the time. I was in my room isolated, stacking up some bread, but also playing League of Legends. And so League of Legends is where I met these 2 kids. And I used to play with them. I don't even know if I know their real name, honestly. I know their in-game name.
You just know their video game.
Yeah. So they were like, yo, we want to build this and that and blah, blah, blah. And so I knew I had the money saved up. And so was like, okay, cool. I got to start applying what I'm learning from these books to this situation. And so that's where I first got the idea of becoming a professional middleman. And so I was like, okay, cool. I will give you the money to make this, and I just want to keep a percent. It's your business. You run it how you want to run it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I just want to keep a percentage of it. And so,
you're the investor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Venture capitalist, basically. Yeah. And so they were like, all right, cool. So I gave them almost $20,000, and
damn, 20 bands?
Yeah, almost 20 bands. But this is years of me in the Marine Corps.
Yeah. Okay.
All saving up, not doing much. You got a chow hall there, and so they give you 3 meals a day. You don't actually have to go out and buy food.
Okay. So you got a chance to stack up
from there. Yeah, you're not paying rent. You're in the barracks. Like, I was just stacking. I didn't buy a car while I was in there. Nothing. I was just chilling in my room most of the time. And so with that, I was able to translate into that. In League of Legends, I was horrible at that shit, but my first 2-3 years of playing ranked, that was the lowest level, which was bronze. And a bunch of people, even in the game and outside of the game, was like, yo, you suck. Why you still play it? Like, why you still do it? And I was like, because that don't mean I can't get better. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so that's why I really started to build my consistency was in gaming, because you know, you look at these people, how are they playing the same character I'm playing?
Yeah.
How are they doing the same things I'm doing, but they on a crazy level and I'm not.
Facts.
And so I really started to just think about life like that. Like, how do all these people have access to the same books, same environment, same everything that I have, but I'm broke?
Yeah.
But I don't have this. And so once that mindset really started switching and we went into, you know, building the game and everything, I asked for too little and they gave me too much. And so it was one of those things where it equals out because they still eating at the end of the day. And I hope they definitely see this video because they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so the percentage that I asked for, I ended up making my 20 bands back. This is 2016 when I got out the Marine Corps is when I officially gave them the bread. I gave them the money. They built the website, everything like that. I added a couple creative tweaks and all of that to it, but you know, it was just an investment at the time. I wasn't expecting it to take off like that. They weren't expecting it to take off like that. And so I can't say the name of the website because it's like frowned upon in the community. Like, you're not really supposed to do what the website does, but it's not illegal either.
Okay.
But
how long did it take you to make your investment back?
2018, I made my money back.
Okay, that's not bad.
And so, you know, even till today, you know, I make on a small level, maybe like $3,000 on like a high level. If they have a good month, like almost 5.
Okay.
You know,
from that business still.
Okay,
hold on. So you still eat from that business to this day?
I made a 10-year contract with them. So 2026.
And you can't say what it is?
I can't.
Why?
Because they could get in trouble. I could get in trouble.
Why? What are you talking about? Is it the
NDA.
feds?
It's an NDA on it because the type of website that it is, it's like, you know, this is for gamers. You got to understand. It's a website of people that play the game for people to get them to a level that they can't get to. And so it's like cheating almost because you give somebody else your account. You didn't really get
you ain't
to that
nice
level.
Like that.
Yeah. So you get to show off all the accolades and all that stuff yourself. And so in the community, they're like, they ban you for shit like that.
Okay. I get what you're saying. All right.
It's
so
one of those things.
But it's the gaming world.
Yeah, but it's the gaming world.
I never understood this shit. I'd be like, yo, I'll watch my son. I'm like, why are y'all sitting down here watching other people play video games?
And what a lot of people don't realize, and it's an actual fact, is the gaming industry makes more money. And I think I had this conversation with you. It makes more money than the music and the movie industry combined.
That's crazy. But somebody said, I looked at a post and somebody was like, yo, the same way you watch basketball and you're not playing, it's the same thing. I was trying hard to have a rebuttal. But I was like, nigga might be right.
It's the same thing. And so after I realized what was possible in that, you know, network marketing was officially what really started me off in entrepreneurship. The same guy that brought me in at that one point when I was in the house with Naeem and them, James Wood, like, you know, he used to be a gamer too. That's how we ended up connecting. But he brought me to something called Amway. I don't know if you ever remember Amway or some shit like that.
Amway.
It's super old school, but it's one of those MLMs, the multi-level marketing companies.
Okay, yeah, they had a bunch of them back in the day. Yeah,
there's a bunch of them still today, and there was a bunch back then. And so even though I felt like it was a scam, the books that they were giving me, the personal growth that they were giving me, the processes that they were giving me,
helped you in your mindset.
Still helped me in my mindset because they really wanted you to win.
Yeah.
It just took you a lot more to win in that type of system.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I joined something around, 2017-18 called ACN, which was the same thing. You know, it was an MLM, multi-level marketing company, where I met one of my mentors, Steve Pierre. And, you know, it taught me a lot of personal growth and everything as well. And so now here's me after the Marine Corps. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go back into a 9-to-5 situation, but I'm not going homeless either. Like, I just built something that's really working, that's really, pumping out, bread for me in this type of way.
Ain't no way I'm going back. Yeah.
Yeah. And so in the company, even though I knew it was multi-level marketing, I used that to my advantage. And I was like, okay, cool. I got to do what? Make 1,000 phone calls. Maybe 900 of those phone calls is people, no, fuck you, get off my line, do this,
bye.
Do that. 100 people was like, let's talk later. 50 people was like, I'm interested. 25 people was like, I might get it. 10 people actually gave me the card information. You feel me? So that was the breakdown. I went through a lot of phone calls, a lot of just trials and error of just yo, you want to sell this? You know how hard it is to get somebody to just switch toothpaste, bro?
Nah,
like,
facts.
Yo, like trying to tell them it could be healthy. It could be the best thing on the planet. Trying to get them to switch from Colgate to
hell yeah.
whatever you selling is like.
People are stuck in their habits.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it really taught me how to just face that type of adversity, how to deal with clients, how to really get to that next level. And so in that business, even though it was hard for the new person to come in, I hit ETL and hit like a $40,000-$50,000 bonus in like 6 months.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so even with that, like I was bringing in money and I started making a little team. But then I was like, okay. You know, I want to build my own shit. And so I just left cold turkey.
So all of that is what birthed Range of View.
All of that is what ultimately led to Range of View. And so I ended up going to Broward College because the Marine Corps paid for it. I didn't give a fuck about college, but they had told me, yeah. Sorry,
what you was taking up in Broward College?
Acting. So yeah.
What? Hold on, that's what they put you in, or that's what you said you want to do?
That's what I said I wanted to do because I went for the arts degree. So it was creative category, and then they gave me mostly acting classes, acting and like painting and shit.
So you want to act, nigga, on the low?
Nah.
You don't want to be in Raising Canaan?
But I used to be really good at it. You know what I'm saying? And so that was just how I grew up.
Yeah.
Remember back to my mom, you know, Lion King, you know, Oliver Twist, all of those type of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, cool. I could vibe with this. I feel like I'm working, but I'm not working, even though, you know, so, and the school is paying me to go to school. So I was like, fuck it. I might as well go to school, but I don't want to do anything academic. I want to do, you know.
Something you enjoy doing.
Exactly. Yeah. I've always been a creative person. So I was like, all right, I want to stay in the creative field. And so, again, this is how certain decisions, you know, lead you to where you.
I'm seeing it now. It's getting clear a little bit.
And so I got on this music video set. And on the music video set, I met Dre Films. Dre Films is.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's one of the bigger cameramen for Rick Ross and all of
that.
that.
Yeah.
And so I asked him. I only got paid $250 to be on that set for like 6, 7, 8 hours even. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if you don't mind me asking, how much y'all getting paid for this? And it was like a 6-7 man team. They were chilling. Nobody was stressed. Nobody was doing any type of thing. But the cameras looked good. Everything looked good. And he was like, oh, this is just a small job. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what is a small job? It's like $60,000. And I was like,
$60K?
Yeah. I was like, 60.
Wow.
Like 60,000. Yeah. And so I got a video with me and Dre Films, and I'm like, yo, it's Dre Films, you know, we out here, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I gotta go on the other side of the camera. And so fast forward, I ended up going to FAU.
Okay.
The Marine Corps gives you, ironically, 3.5 years of college paid for, where you can go pretty much wherever you want. And me, I don't care about college, but they give you money to go to college. And so the Marine Corps is paying me about $2,400 a month to go to school. And that's
so when you say you don't care about college, right? Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Because I wanted to make money. Nobody in there, you can't teach me how to be a millionaire if you're not even making $1 million.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no category that they got going on in there is really doing any of that. I didn't want a profession like, you know, a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that. Like, I wanted to be creative. I wanted to do whatever. And I had the process. I had read a lot of books.
Okay.
And so I was like.
So you did a lot of self-education. Because I would say, okay, college would teach you about, like, the business side of stuff, like P&L statements, things that most business owners, but I'm not going to say most, a lot of business owners that's coming up, they don't really know anything about. Exactly.
And so, you know, even within that, like, it taught me lessons from some of the people that I did meet in college. You know, I met this kid, this kid named Brian Key, Asian kid. I tried to get him to join on one of the businesses that I was doing.
Okay.
And this was my dog in college. And
he
was like, nah, bro, it's not for me. And that shit hurt, bro. I was like, damn, like, we could really make money. Like, we could really do this and whatever. Fast forward to now, Brian opened up 3 restaurants in Miami right now. You know what I'm saying? So he was successful in his own right. And so that taught me, you know, just because it's a play that you have don't mean it's the right play for you.
No, facts.
You know, even with everybody, you know, even till this day telling me, oh, you got to get an Airbnb and do this and real estate. I'm just like, nah, dog. Like, I might get into that eventually, but the route for me right now and what I pride myself on is systems. You know, and we had this conversation, you know.
Yeah.
Trust.
Because I don't 100% agree with you, but I get in regards to, I get what you're saying, but I still feel like at the end of the day, you have to leverage other people's money.
You do. And
you see
so
what I'm saying?
I definitely do that. In my route to becoming the master middleman, I've definitely done that. And so back to, creating ROV, we're in FAU. I meet this guy named Dan. And so Dan has a camera in his closet. I don't own a camera, but I have the business mindset. I said, yo, we're going to use your camera. We're going to get some jobs. We're going to build a company.
So do you have the jobs and everything set up at this time, or you were just speaking things
jobs.
into existence?
We just speaking things into existence. Because I was a firm believer, and everything that I said I would do, I was doing it at that time.
Okay.
And so I've always had that mindset, like, yo, I'm going to get it done regardless. You feel me? And so all Dan did was trust me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo.
So Dan, you talking about hype?
I'm talking about hype.
Okay.
So all he did was ended up trusting me. At the time, he had this car in the school parking lot. And I think to get it towed back to the crib was like $200-something. And he was like, bro, I can't even afford that. And I was like, yo, trust me, and you're going to be able to afford that. We're going to get you jobs that's going to be able to do that. We're not going to have to deal with this situation again. And so,
So you started it with Dan?
I did start it with Dan.
Okay.
I started it with Dan. That led to us, getting 10, 15, 20 bookings. And then once we ended up getting some bookings, I bought my own camera.
Okay, hold on.
Me and him have a camera.
Let's slow up a little bit, right? Okay, so you started the business with Dan, right? You got him to see the vision, even though you ain't have a camera, right? How did you bring awareness to the brand?
And so when you're trying to become a professional middleman, the best skill that you have to have is knowing how to connect two things: the work to the person that wants it.
Okay.
And so if Dan has a camera, all I got to do is get Dan jobs. And somebody wants, the job done from the camera that Dan has, and vice versa. And so that's all I did was connect the pieces. Dan was definitely one of the ones that led one of the earlier shoots with a few people like Lanice and them, to go on the photo shoot and everything like that. But we went from getting zero to getting paid. And so, all it took was a structure, a system. A lot of people set goals, and goals is the direction you want to go. A system is the process of how you get to that goal. Okay. And so I started to become a master at creating that system. And so in the system of making that, I'm like, okay, we got to make the Instagram. We got to make the website. We got to make this. We got to make that. I'm doing all the steps that lead me to the goal of I need a camera. And so I ended up getting my camera, which multiplied into more cameras, which multiplied into more contractors. Fast forward, because it's a long story.
But what made you, when did you decide to say you're going to start learning about cameras?
The moment I said, Dan, we need your camera, I started learning about cameras.
Oh, okay. So you didn't just leave the workload on him. You just said,
Nah, I definitely probably worked more than Dan.
Okay.
Like, I
in the beginning.
Still right now. Dan does way more physical work than me, but I sleep literally 3-4 hours a day. Nobody around me is outworking me, and that's just my mentality. Nobody's out thinking me. Nobody's outworking me. I'm making sure I'm reading. I'm making sure I'm up doing something. I'm making sure I'm learning something else. I'm making sure that we have new clientele coming in. I'm making sure that shit's automated, to that type of level. And so
you still in the sales department?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody is still, everybody plays to their strengths. Instead of me physically being upfront with the camera, which I could be, I was good at it when I used to do it. I'm like, okay, cool. Let them play their strengths. Dan is a great camera operator, great editor, great all of that type of stuff. Yeah. He doesn't have the same business mindset that I do. So there has to be a separation. Okay, cool.
No, sure.
Let me handle the business stuff. You handle the upfront stuff. And that's how we going to run it. Everybody got to learn to, play their role.
No,
a lot of people in life have an issue with being a professional number two. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being a professional number two.
But see, I would still question being a professional number two. The reason why I say that is because, right, you may be the man in that particular category, which is like, hey, finding the clients, closing those deals. Dan may be the man when it comes to videography, photographer, editing. So to me, he's still number one. It's just y'all in different categories. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused. You know what I'm saying? So how do you keep egos out of the way, though? So we go.
Because there's no room for ego. There's been times where that man has seen me hit zero. You feel me? And I'm like, hey,
$0 or
$0. You feel me? Like, and I'm like, yo, and then in that same month, make 3-4 in like a week, 2 weeks.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it gets to a point of, I already came from nothing. Like, I still to this day live in a box. You feel me? Like, I live in a small.
What do you mean live in a box? Like your mentality or?
Nah. I live in a small studio because I live under my means. You know, I might make over 10 grand a month, which I definitely do.
Oh, you live below your means.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, my rent $875 a month.
What?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got people out here, you know, you go to some of the conventions. I went to a convention this past weekend. The dude who made Support Black Colleges.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's a multimillionaire.
Yeah. I follow him.
On his floor. He doesn't even own a car. You know, not Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, he be driving like a Hyundai or a Honda or something like that.
Even past that, his first like 2 years, 3 years when he was worth $3 billion, he slept on an air mattress at his cousin's crib.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, when he was a multimillionaire, already slept on his mom's couch.
Yeah, sleeping on his mom's
You know
couch.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
facts,
it's that
facts.
mindset of I don't have to increase necessarily.
I mean, you
just
kind of
because
blinking
I'm
though a
doing
little
better.
bit. Was that the Rollie?
This is some regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I'm just messing with you. But you're right. You have the right mindset with that. Because normally some business owners, they get their first little bag and they go blow out and go get the little chain, go get the little.
and then I don't wear designer. You know, everything
Yeah.
I wear is either mine or it's one of my friends' brands. And so, you know, even now, I'm starting up the brand Attract. And so Attract means,
that's
you know,
you or that's somebody else's brand?
This is me.
Okay.
And so this is Attract. You know, I attract, I don't chase. Everything, you know, I call myself the most attractive man in America.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
All
so
right.
everything that I get is attracted to me. You know?
Yeah.
Success, you know, longevity, and that's how I've prided myself. At first, you know, even when I first got this tattoo, Rich, it wasn't necessarily for money, but it was for like affirmations and it was for lifestyle. And so, you know, I'm rich in health, I'm rich in wealth, I'm rich in, you know, mindset.
Okay.
But also, you know, the acronym that I made it into was I refused instant comfort heavily. And so, you know, that instant gratification never existed to me.
Yeah.
And me refusing that instant comfort, I learned to build for longevity. I learned to build for the end game. Like, yo, we gonna make it, you know, getting those little habits. I'm gonna stay up, you know, an hour longer than somebody, or I'm gonna stay up till 5 a.m. while everybody else sleep, or while people at the clubs are doing this and that. You know, I'm gonna do it for another month. And I just keep telling myself that. Can I do one more month? Can I do one more month? Can I do one more month? Until it becomes that compound interest, you know, just like compound interest works with money, it works with habits, compound knowledge. No, that's true. So making sure that I'm still reading over time, making sure that I'm still conducting these habits to that level over time is what led to me, you know, 2-3 years down the line. ROV now is a over 6-figure business within only being 4 years of a company in a saturated market.
So how did you get it to be number one in South Florida?
So number one is definitely a term that everybody would be like, well, I don't know if he's number one, but you know, what we pride ourselves on is definitely customer service. You know, this is why we have all 5-star reviews. This is why we have, you know, over 30 contractors in multiple different states. You know, this is why, you know, we have those certain teams. And so when I hire for attitude and I train for skill.
Okay.
And so, you know, we have ROV Academy. And so attitude is the first thing on the process. We're not coming in out the gate with the, you know, Spike Lee's and all of that type of stuff, but with the right attitude, you can get to that level. You know, everything that I teach definitely up front is, have you downloaded courses? Have you bought courses? Have you upgraded your equipment? Have you?
So you're teaching how to work the videography and the photography side of things.
How to get to the next level within doing that. And you know, that takes time. And in that taking time, I'm showing the people that are hired that this shit is not instant gratification. And that's like my biggest takeaway, because if you can understand that early, especially becoming an entrepreneur, that's the name of the game. I'm not really attached to money like that, but because of the goals that I set and because of the systems that I set in place, I make money. Okay. And so that's my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal was to help, and it still is, to help 200 black people, like people that look like us, because of where I come from, the situations that I dealt with, and being homeless and the type of stuff that I was in. You know, I didn't have anybody telling me like, yo, I really believe in you. Like, you're going to go here. You're going to do this. You're going to do that.
So that's your way to serve.
Exactly.
To give back.
So, you know, 200 black people leave 9-to-5 situations and do what they want to do. You know, do what they love to do. And so far I've been able to help like 8 people leave 9-to-5 situations and actually just do either ROV full time or do business in some type of way full time through consulting and everything like that. So,
okay, so walk me through this consulting, right? When did you start realizing like, yo, I could start consulting people?
Once I created the second 6-figure business from scratch, I'm like, okay, cool. I feel comfortable. And then even within, the one where I said I made like 50,000 in like 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Like if I were to continue, I would have for sure did over 6 figures in that, 100% guaranteed. But I chose not to. And so I was like, okay, cool. I feel comfortable getting to 6 figures. I feel comfortable teaching people how to get to 6 figures because all it is in my head is 6 figures the goal. All I got to do is teach people the process. And so that's something that I definitely want to, that I'm going to write a book on, but also give to my kids, in the future. I don't have any kids now, but in the future, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to hand down, this real estate business. They got to know about real estate. I'm going to hand down this production company. They got to know about cameras and everything like that. I want to learn how to teach them about processes. And so the process to getting to 6 figures, you can do it in any business. And so I've had people come in with car dealerships. I've had people come in with, fashion business. I've had people come in with all types of stuff that I do teach and walk through. Hey, this is how you get to 6 figures. And so I haven't gotten to the $500,000 mark yet. We close. My businesses combined might do around like 400,000 right now. That don't mean I personally do 400,000.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a professional middleman. But even in scaling businesses to that level, these are businesses that somebody like me, somebody that was homeless, can just create from scratch. And so I know how to make a process. And so I'll say, okay, cool. I can teach you how to do that process to get to there.
So how are you teaching them? Are you having like a one-on-one class? Or
it usually is like a one-on-one class. It usually is a session where, we sit down in the office. We have our office in Hollywood, Florida.
Okay.
And we just go over stuff. Sometimes it's through Zoom, but I like that personal interaction because it really gets
hands-on kind of.
Okay. And as you know, I'm a person I'm not gonna let you, fluff shit. And I don't fluff shit either.
Yeah.
I'll be like, get the fuck off your ass. Do what you got to do. And a lot of people don't hear that in regular society. I feel like America definitely has gotten soft in that aspect, and that's something that I've taken from not only being in the streets but being in the Marine Corps as well. Is a lot of people need that kick. A lot of people need somebody like me to talk
be
to them
direct.
Like that. Yeah, and it's not, some people take it disrespectful, and I'm like, no, it's not disrespectful.
It's
just
victim
not
mentality type shit.
Yeah, it's not what you used to hearing, and so some people quit. We've had people quit ROV. We've had people quit, consultation sessions.
You the Dame Dash of this shit.
Yeah, man. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, my personality is not for everybody, and I don't try to be for everybody at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But everybody that I do interact with, I'm genuine. I've never stolen from people. I've never bucked people. I've never, done any type of thing to throw the next man off. I've never played the jealous card. I've never had to because I understand what it feels like to have nothing and then all of a sudden have something. A lot of people come up to me. They're like, damn, you successful. Damn, you did this and that. But they don't know the whole story of me going through all of that.
From the outside looking in.
Build it. Exactly. And so this success is not by chance. This shit is, habits and systems that I've built over time, and I'm starting to perfect them to a certain level of, okay, cool. It's getting easier and easier for me to scale. Even in building ROV, our first year going 6 figures was right at our 3-year mark. And so the next company that I build, which is now I'm focused on doing personal branding because I'm like, okay, cool. I got to tell people about me now.
Yeah.
I got the companies on a level where they're self-sufficient, but now I got to put myself on that same level. I'm going to do it in one.
So is that where we're switching over to the mastermind rich? Because I see that now. You got the mastermind. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that.
And so mastermind rich is just really showing more of an inside, level to my life, how my brain works, how I create these processes, how I really transfer them to other businesses and other things. And, the people who are watching the journey right now, because I literally just made the Instagram page, I'm about to make the YouTube and everything. Get to see me do it from scratch. And this is a special moment because not a lot of people get to watch the journey happen. And, they'll see it through ROV. ROV already does over 6 figures now. A gaming company already does over 6 figures now. And so by the time they're seeing it, they're like, okay, cool, it is what it is. But now they get to see me do something, build a brand from 0 to 6 figures, build my personal brand from 0 to 6 figures and do all of that type of stuff.
Documented it all from scratch now.
Exactly. And so, my rise to fame, or what I'm saying right now is I'm going to do it within a year.
Okay.
And watch exactly how that happens within a year. So
So what would you say is minimum wage activity?
Minimum wage activity is, a lot of people try to hold on to upfront money. A lot of people try to hold on to things that they could have somebody else doing. And so, guys who are making money in their business, and I know a few right now doing 400, 500, 600,000 that still shipping their own packages, still, doing, phone calls for their business, like actually sitting at the desk type thing, like whatever, ROV, shit's automated. We got the receptionist sitting there. They answer the phone call, see what type of phone call it is. They got 3 numbers to send it to, and they send it to one of those 3 numbers. Usually it's me, and then I get it from there. But they tell me who it is and what they want already, so I can just get right to the conversation.
So you got a lot of delegation going on.
Exactly.
Not on one man's
leadership. That's how you scale.
Yeah.
For those that were in my leadership session, I just had one not too long ago. That was the equation. Scaling equals system plus leadership. And so learning how to build leaders properly is what makes these businesses automated, where I don't have to be on the camera anymore. I don't have to physically be there anymore. I don't physically, have to type in the group chat every 5 seconds like, hey, you're doing great, guys. Yeah. I'm not the motivating factor for that. Will I do it every now and then? Yeah, because it's also good to give back to your people, and it's also good to let them know that you appreciate them. And so we do have awards.
No, facts.
We do have trophies. I've made trophies and handed them out. Member of the quarter. This and that. Annual meetings, all that type of stuff. So it's good to uphold it in that type of way, but at the same time, there's certain delegation tasks where if you're really a CEO, and for everybody that's from the hood, nobody knows what the fuck a chief executive officer is. Like, even if you were to break it down, like, what is that? You feel me?
Yeah.
So I changed the definition of CEO into control every option. And so that's how I interpret being a CEO, is I control every option, every obstacle, every optimization that I have going on in my life.
So do you think you are the right okay, so you're talking about in your life, but are you talking about within the business itself?
Business is my life.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? How do you identify when a system is broken?
When a system is broken,
when it needs to be modified.
There's not really, that's a hard kind of question, because you can't really break a system. Either a system works for somebody or it doesn't. It depends on who you put in place of that system. And so that's why, some people, you bring to your company, you can have a system in place and they just not be the right person for it. Or even within your life, like, if you were to hire Dan to do pictures, Dan is an exceptional videographer.
Yeah.
But you want pictures. You know what I'm saying? The pictures aren't going to be as great as what he would do on video. So that system that you might have in place for whatever you're trying to promote or do might not work in that instant because of who you chose or who you have in control of it. And so it's not really a fault to the system, but it's a fault to who you put the system in front of.
Okay. So can you give me examples of mistakes that you feel like you've made in your business since you've started that you would change or that you have changed?
Mistakes? I don't feel like I ever really make a mistake. I feel like I definitely have a lot of lessons.
Okay.
I have a lot
wording. I like that, because I was trying to see where you was going with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely don't have mistakes. I definitely do learn a lot of lessons. And some lessons that I've definitely learned is you can't take everybody with you. And that's one of my biggest lessons is I care about the people that's really around me, and I try to take everybody with me. You feel me?
Well, MC Hammer showed you that. You can
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And it doesn't have to be financially. I don't ever try to advocate that I got the most money, because I don't.
Yeah.
Even out of my higher, tier circle, I definitely don't have the most money in that group.
Yeah.
But I definitely have the most heart. And that's my system. That's my
heart,
rise to fame. Yeah. That mindset. Nobody's out mindsetting me. I don't need to be motivated. I'm not going to go to a convention and be like, oh, I'm fired up. I'm ready to go do shit.
You ain't Eric Thomas today.
Exactly. I don't need that type of motivation, because I wake up and I'm on that type of time. I'm on that type of level. I'll be playing games. I'll be watching movies, and I'll be like, damn, I should have texted this client today. Like, you feel me? I'll have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, babe, but, sometimes there could have been moments I was having sex, and I've been like,
damn,
damn, I should have did this, or I should have did whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the thoughts that creep into my head are business. I don't ever get the thoughts about, oh, I wish I would go to the club. And sometimes it does get lonely. I'm not going to lie to you. And so that's another
lonely
lesson.
At the top?
It's not lonely at the top, but it's lonely on your way to the top. Because you're going to realize just how many people you don't got with you.
No, it's true.
There's people at the top, and you're not going to be lonely when you get there.
Yeah.
But on the way to getting there is where you're going to see your friends start to fall off, or even conversations of the people that you having conversations with through, you know, phone, text, person, whatever.
Yeah.
They're not going to resonate with you the same way. You know,
No,
my
facts.
boy just called me the other day, and, you know, he's talking about smashing, you know, chicks and doing this and that. I was like, I'm not on that type of time right now.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I'm you know, I'm trying to elevate. He's, you know, he's telling me things about, oh yeah, I'm trying to do this, and yo, we about to be big in 3 months. And I was like, do you even believe that for yourself?
Yeah.
Because you in the same spot you was last year. And, you know, they hit me with the, damn, why you got to say it like that, bro? You know, because I'm that realization.
Yeah.
I would want,
you living in reality.
Exactly. And a lot of people have vision boards, but they don't have a reality board. And that's crucial for your life because, oh yeah, I want the Lamborghini. I want this. I want that. What do you have going on right now?
Yeah. What are you actively doing to bring that into your life? You know what I'm saying? So give me an example again of a legitimate excuse that could make you unsuccessful.
Ooh. Anything.
Like what? Because I'm saying if it's legitimate, how could it make you unsuccessful? I would think if it's repetitive. But if it's a legitimate excuse.
Nah.
Okay.
Because look at some of the excuses that you've had for a situation. Like, my dog ate my fucking wire or some shit. It's a legit excuse if it really happened. But it could stop you from shooting for a week until you replace the wire. Or my car got a flat on the way to a shoot. It stopped you from getting bread from that client, or that client from trusting in that company.
Or do you got a donut in your car?
Yeah. It happens. Shit happens. Legit excuses happen, but it's how frequent you let them happen.
No,
and
facts,
they do
facts,
happen
facts.
frequent.
Yeah.
And people get comfortable with just letting it happen.
No, that's true. I feel you. I think a lot of people get complacent, but also it's a lack of self-awareness. You know what I'm saying? So, are you concerned about being in the right rooms, or are you more so looking into creating your own room?
Being in the right room is definitely important, but also creating your own room is definitely important as well, because being in the right room will show you how to do what they do. You'll never know the full, you know, level of your potential if you don't ever create it like that. And so, you know, even the convention that I went to, it was something called Circle of CEOs. And in the Circle of CEOs, you know, they were, and at the end of the convention, they were inviting people to join their circle and everything, and they're going to teach you all these wealth tactics, because they're 5 black men who are doing amazing, by the way, multimillionaires in each of their field. They each have a different skill that they excel at, but, you know, within that skill level, they're teaching you what they know. You never really get to find out what you know if you only accept what they know, because you're being, you know, products and versions of them. And so that's when they say, you know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't. There's plenty of ways for you to make money in this world without reinventing the wheel. But for me, I don't really care about just making money. I want to make a legacy. I want to be able to create something and give back to the community in a certain type of way. And so for me to do that, I don't want to go into somebody else's market where they're already, you know, fucking the game up and doing it on a high level like that. I want to do it in a market where we don't have nothing, where we get to start from scratch, where they can say, yo, we put our imprint on here instead of just taking somebody else's and putting it on there, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're an innovator of times, like, you just want to do it on your own, not on your own, but you want to do it on your own terms. Yeah.
But how are you keeping up with the times? Like, when you got people like Country Wayne who's making videos on his iPhone, does that ever affect your business in terms of people saying like, yo, bro, like, man, I ain't paying you that. Like, I can get my own iPhone.
Yeah. Go ahead. Shoot your own wedding. Shoot your own birthday party.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Use your iPhone. I mean, I always tell the people that, like, you're like, yo, what's stopping me from shooting it? What's stopping us from having this phone call then?
Yeah.
You feel me? You still call me.
Okay. So there's still value in having a production team.
Of course. There's value in everything. It's not even just production. And people have to understand that as much as the time change, people are willing to spend money. That is a fact that will never change. You have to make your business recession proof.
Okay.
So pictures and videos, people will always need no matter what.
No, facts.
Gaming, people will always do no matter what. So my gaming website, even though I won't benefit from it after 2026,
okay.
That company will still benefit from it because all they have to do is add whatever new game comes out onto that list.
Okay.
And then people get to do it. Versus for us, all we have to do is change the cameras, change whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we cover every category, music video, movies, podcasts, anything. And so it don't matter what category we go into. It's all marketing, no matter what business. If you cut grass, if you do lashes, if you do hair, makeup, whatever, there's people out there that are multimillionaires in your field. You just got to know how to market to your target audience. And that's what a lot of people don't know how to do. They're like, damn, I'm not making no money doing this. I'm not doing that. But they don't have a proper system in place.
Yeah.
And they don't have marketing.
Okay. All right. So what's next in the cards for Moneybag Rich?
Next in the cards is definitely, I'm transitioning into the more of a public speaking world. And so I do have a gig coming up in North Carolina. I want to say in like a month and a half.
Okay, it's major.
They're flying me out for $2,000 to come speak.
To speak?
Yeah, to speak for 30 minutes. And so
about what?
I don't even know yet.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, getting ready to lock in something like that. That's just the beginning phases. ET don't come out his house for less than $150.
Nah, facts.
And so the threshold of me even at this stage, I only have 100 followers, mind you, on Mastermind Rich right now.
Yeah.
Already, getting to the threshold level of, okay, here's $2,000, we can bring you out to do this. I'm showing people in real time, like, this is what's happening. This is the process of what's happening, and it's going out there to do a training. It's for, not a corporate company, but a company of leaders. They're trying to get their leaders to the next level. In the Marine Corps, I was a leader. In natural life, I was a leader. In ROV, I'm a leader. And business in general, I'm definitely a leader. And so they feel that I'm qualified to talk on that topic.
Okay.
And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to go do out there. And so really just moving into the public speaking world and building up the brand Attract. I want to make, affordable streetwear luxury where it's not necessarily cheap, but it's not Givenchy either. Givenchy charging $750, $800 for a shirt.
Hell yeah.
I might charge, $100, $125, but when you wear it, you feel the heaviness of it. You feel the quality.
It's good quality.
It's the thickness of it, and so it'll make you walk a certain type of way.
Okay.
I'm trying to get people out of those, broke mindsets, those broke thoughts. You feel me? Like, if you want to make $10,000, $20,000 a month, how you gonna be complaining about $5 valet, $10 valet? Law of attraction, your thoughts, getting to change your mindset, all of that type of stuff. And so I'm also coming out with a talk show called Attractive Mindset.
Okay.
And so, Attractive Mindset, I'm going to be bringing on business owners that are local.
Yeah.
You could literally see walking down the block, and they often do, and you have no idea who they are, who's doing $500,000 or more in their business in our community.
No, facts.
And so,
they're just low key.
That's what I want to bring out, how they get into self-branding, how they get into consistency, how they get into scaling, all that type of stuff. And so, that's what's next.
Okay, so where can we get the clothes from?
The clothes, definitely.
Gotta cop me something.
We have Attract Apparel. Pre-orders definitely starting soon.
Okay.
We have an Instagram for that. Just Attract ETRAKT Apparel, and then you'll definitely find it on Mastermind Rich, which is the Instagram as well. And so just stay tuned. We'll be giving a few away for the first few to pre-order, and then pre-orders will lock in, and we'll start shipping them out.
Yo, that's dope, bro. Yo, this was great, man. I feel like I learned the beginning of how ROV started. You know what I'm saying? It's not fuzzy anymore. It's clear now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, I appreciate you for coming on, bro. Yo, let everybody know where they can find you at.
You can find me at Mastermind Rich. That's Master. For those who can't spell mine, MIND, Rich, just regular RICH. You can find me at ROV Productions. That's one of the other companies. You can find me at Attract Apparel. And so there's definitely going to be more businesses created, so just make sure you tap in, and wherever one of those pages, you'll see me in some type of way.
All right, man. Yo, much success to everything you're doing, man. Real talk.
Appreciate that.
Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Williams. I Talk Gray, and we out of here. Yeah.